Hey, look, since I got the DJ to cut the music, we in the shop with it. I'm looking for all the smoke. Hey, listen, what on earth are the Cardinals doing? I mean, listen, the the Seahawks trading for Sam Howell, I understand. Who is even on the Cardinals? Like, who is even on the Cardinals, man? Look, the Falcons so desperate they went and gave Kirk Cousins 45, and the Cardinals had the audacity to send the Falcons Rondale Moore for Desmond Ritter. Straight up.
Let me teach you how to
Yo,
vibe.
everybody in Atlanta went to the strip club and threw cash tonight, man. Like, we got to stick on topic. Martin, Calvin Ridley episode is on YouTube. Click on the pin link. I'll get into it in a second. That's a fair question. But first, we got to address Atlanta fleecing the Cardinals. Like, bro, it's a foregone conclusion that
Let me
the
teach you how to
Commanders
vibe.
in the Cardinals like are gonna be picking high, and they're gonna be them and the Bears gonna be somewhere in this mix. Like, what's the end game if you the Cardinals? Like, I mean, Boney, like, I'm saying, like, what is the end game for the Cardinals at this point? Like, Isaiah Simmons is gone. You didn't send D Hop off. You didn't send, like, Hollywood may be moving. You sent Rondale Moore. You sent Christian Kirk. Like, everybody that was on the, like, JJ Watt retired. Chandler Jones went crazy. Like, bro, listen. What is left on the Cardinals, dog? Josh Dobbs bailed up out of there. Like, what are the Cardinals doing? Where are my Cardinals fans at? All three of y'all, don't all speak at once. Where are the Cardinal fans? I need to hear, like what is
Let me
the
teach you
end
how to
game right now?
vibe.
You said Kyler Murray on Call of Duty trying to test out meta loadouts. I mean, you got the Rams, the 49ers, and the Seahawks in that division, like, spinning every year trying to load up for the playoffs. And here come the Cardinals limping in. Like, what are they doing? Cause that's cool. I legitimately, Buda Baker and Kyler Murray is the only two players on the Cardinals I know.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
He said y'all front office getting smarter. Yeah, after that Kirk Cousins, y'all made up for it with Mooney and Rondale Moore. Yeah, he's smoking shit. Last year they took Dennis Daly off our hands. I was lost. I said, this dude graded as the worst left tackle in the last 15 years in the NFL, and somehow y'all traded to get Dennis Daly to block for Kyler Murray. I knew their season was over. What do you think about Henry not being a Titan? Y'all check out my YouTube videos and my reels. Derrick Henry, it wasn't about money. It wasn't about, like, Nashville and breaking the record. Derrick Henry wanted, in the last good years of his career, want to go to a contender, and he went to the Ravens, a team that was going to trade for him at the trade deadline last year, but they didn't have the money. I bet they got to be thinking, if they had Derrick Henry in the AFC title game and ran the ball more than 6 times, that they may have won. But they got Dalvin Cook at the end and didn't use him either. He said trading Ritter. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what the Cardinals think about with Desmond Ritter. Cardinals clearing house to do what? You might as well trade Kyler Murray at this point. Like, bro, I'm so lost at what the Cardinals did today. I really don't have it. A lot of good players. Jaguars get Arik Armstead. I heard they in the runnings to get Brandon Ayuk. Today? Yeah, don't answer.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
I'll take Kyler Murray for a backup. to Kirk. They just doing stuff to do it. Reggie P, Nick, Lock Kick, number one shoe plug in the city. David Dub, DB, running reactions of D4. Front office smoking
Let me
crack.
teach you how to vibe.
Kirk is a game manager, and we got the backs. We definitely should do.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
The thing is Kirk Cousins gonna come back healthy at 36 off an Achilles? If Kirk Cousins come back and he's Desmond Mitter part 2, y'all in trouble. Y'all been made all them moves for nothing. Cardinals ain't been right since 2012. Now they was like they had some Kyler Murray years where like he was playing like a dog. That's how he got the that's how he, you know what I'm saying? That's how they got in the position they in. I don't know what they did, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I honestly don't know like what the Cardinals game plan is like with their team. I mean, Boney, I agree with that. Like the Cardinals are not wrong to send Kyler Murray to a team that needs a quarterback that needs a new fit. Look, if you the Cardinals, send Kyler Murray to Minnesota.
Let me teach you how
take
to
a draft
vibe.
pick, draft one of them other quarterbacks and start over. David, you think it's honestly possible y'all spent $45 million on Kirk Cousins, $180 million in 4 years, and think you're going to draft a quarterback in the first round? What is the odds of that happening, cuz?
Let me teach you how to vibe.
You said Commanders drafting Jaden Daniels, not Caleb Williams. It's going to be interesting because there's some teams that could surprise everybody and move up and take a QB. The Bears, I've been saying all season, the Bears hold the weight. Bears got 1-9. They could trade. They could make somebody sell the farm for their first pick if somebody feel like Caleb or Jaden Daniels is their guy, and still like they could still have like they could trade back. They could trade back and take somebody's like extra picks. They could really kind of get crazy. You say JJ McCarthy won't be gone. They're not drafting no quarterback high, cuz Commanders roster on Madden. I've been on record saying the Bears hold the key to the draft. Like, was they gonna trade Justin Fields? And lately I've been thinking, man, they're gonna draft the QB, let Justin Fields and the QB go into a frenzy and see who comes out. Loser gets traded. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody will trade for Justin Fields post draft. You know what I'm saying? But having the 1st and 9 pick, if I'm the Bears, I trade out of it and still draft a QB. Yeah, y'all did, Rod. Waddell, what's good? Darius. How them Commandant fans feeling, man? Y'all didn't breathe some life in y'all. Reggie P, Daniel Hall, Waddell. Y'all been sitting back watching the Cowboys and the Eagles take every player, and then now it's all of a sudden the Commanders starting to breathe a little life into their franchise. Anthony B, what up? He said, where would Justin go though? He's only getting paid $4 million. Like, that's what people got to understand about Justin Fields. Like, to the fan base, if you draft a QB, you got to let him have a QB battle. If he loses it, he just lose it. Because if you trade him and you draft a QB and the other QB is mid and Justin Fields plays good somewhere else, they're going to be sick. They're going to be like, man, we should just took Marvin Harrison Jr. and just roll the dice. You know what I'm saying? But if you pass on the guy that could be, like, let's say like last year, CJ Stroud went to the Texans. Let's say the Bears pass on the next CJ Stroud rookie phenom quarterback and some other team gets him. And then they sitting there with Justin Fields and they don't want him no more, like week 4. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bears really hold the draft, like the key to the entire draft. Because I got a good feeling the Raiders want to trade up and get a QB. The Commanders want a QB. And it's some teams that we don't expect to draft a QB is going to draft a QB. He said Jamal Adams to Atlanta. Man, Jamal Adams is washed because I wouldn't know why anybody would want Jamal Adams at this point. Seahawks not drafting. It depends on what they do with Geno Smith. I mean, they got Howell. If they're going to ride Geno Smith and Howell out, then they're not drafting. But if they move Geno Smith, they could kind of be spicy. Tariq Woolen or Jamal Adams. How on earth are you going to get Tariq Woolen off the Seahawks to Atlanta, bro? You gotta be realistic. Anybody can have Jamal Adams. Don't nobody want him though. If you got Justin Simmons and Marcus May and people like that on the board, like why on earth would you want Jamal Adams? You said why you get Mariota. See, you gotta move Howell if you're gonna draft a QB though. Because you don't want to draft a guy and then half the fan base and half the locker room is saying, well, if you just get an offensive line and some more weapons, Sam Howell
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Can ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you just move him to give the clear space on the get a clear space on the QB you want. It will be special. Think Washington coming forward. But like last year, nobody expected the Texans to do what they did and back-to-back CJ Stroud, Will Anderson. I don't know how they pulled it off to this day. Q, Wayne, Anthony B, what up? Wonder what the Giants do. I think the Giants is silently one of them teams to take a QB. Drew Lock and a draft quarterback sounds good. But at the same time, like Daniel Jones is like pretty much stuck. I know they want to draft a QB, but they can't. Like they've been like all the rumblings been that they want to get rid of Daniel Jones so bad, but they can't. So like they gotta let Drew Lock come in and then just like maybe draft a late round QB, and then like hope that Daniel Jones come back and just had a bad year with his injury last year. But he's never done nothing to me to deserve the contract he got anyways. They got to be kicking themselves in the foot for ever giving him a contract. Yeah, that's what I asked somebody. They was excited. They was going to ask like, so what if you trade up and draft Caleb Williams, but the offensive line is dog water? It said Bo Nix to the Giants. Yeah, I seen Devin White on the Eagles. Man, the way the Cardinals is acting, they acting like they about to sell the franchise. Period. Not just players. Somebody saying Jerome Baker, linebacker from the Dolphins, may have a late night contract by the Titans by the end of the night. You said the draft will fix the O line. You can't fix the O line in one draft, bro. The Titans are proof. That's why Rand got smart. We drafted Scoro last year. We drafted NPF the year before. And then they went and got Cushenberry.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
I'll really be befuddled if the Titans ain't drafting Joe Alt at left tackle at number 7. If the Titans don't take Joe Alt number 7 at left tackle, I'll do backflip. I expect in the next 4 days for Andre Dillard to be moved. If Andre Dillard get moved, I'm going to do backflips because I know that we getting Joe Alt. Cardinals gonna move to London. I mean, Anthony Richardson looked like a goon last year before he got hurt. It just depends. Like, does he trust his body coming off the injury? I mean, the Colts are gonna put talent around him. It's just like they gotta protect him, man. Andrew Luck, they got him killed, and then like now Anthony Richardson like is already hurt year 1, which is scary for them. Like the dude got all the physical skills that you need from a QB. It's just, are they gonna keep him upright? They for sure putting duct tape on the boat, Nick. He said the Commanders have had the best free agency signs in the league, and it's not even close. They've been doing good, but I ain't gonna say they like the best, bro. Like you seen the Steelers get Russell Wilson for $1 million, still be able to develop Kenny Pickett, get a new offensive coordinator, and sign Patrick Queen all within a matter of a day. Traded Deontay for Dante Jackson. The Steelers have made waves. So a lot of teams been like the Packers, Josh Jacobs, Xavier McKinney. They still got a lot of money free. It's some teams that's doing some wizardry this offseason. Andrew Luck was gonna be like an all-time great QB in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like Andrew Luck was a goon, bro. Like he made the Colts not even think about that Peyton Manning was moved on. But they just couldn't protect him, bro. They was out there getting him killed. Texans is going crazy in off season too. But see, Emilio, a lot of the things you saying is like when we talk about sports in the shop, man, like y'all can't be so fanned out that it's like your team is making the best and doing the best, and every team that you against or in the same division is trash. Like that's never been. Like the Eagles have made some great moves, and it was the best team in the division. The Cowboys don't have no money to do nothing. The Commanders are making way better moves than the Giants. The Giants is kind of handicapped by Daniel Jones. So like on paper, the Commanders have gotten better, but at the same time, we still got to see who's gonna be running the show. Man, David, like the Texans defensive line gonna be crazy. Daniil Hunter, Will Anderson Jr., Danico Autry, and then they just got whatchamacallit? Jeez. He said between Titans but I can't take that with a grain of salt because you a Titan fan. I can't even say that. You know what I'm saying? Like I really think from some playoff teams that got better, like the Steelers and the Packers instantly got better. Pre-draft, Texans got better. Browns have been slowly picking up some pieces, but I don't trust Deshaun Watson. Bills, all right, the Bills look like they're selling the farm and they slowly bringing it back. I'm interested to see what the Chargers are gonna do because Khalil Mack and Bosa was both expected to leave and they both restructured. Mike Williams and Keenan Allen is off the board. Austin Eckler's gone. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Chargers rebuild. The Raiders got Christian Wilkerson to go with Max Crosby. That's gooned out. I think the Raiders are going to draft a QB. Tighten up Tevin. Colts did ruin Luck. Luck was going to be an all-time great, bro. You said offensively, the Eagles have Pro Bowlers everywhere. Yeah, they brought CD Deuce back. They just brought Devin White. And I heard Jason Kelsey wants to unretire because he's seen Saquon. He said Tyler Boyd is like Robert Woods at this point. The fact that people talk about the Titans move as if Rand Carthon didn't get rid of Robert Woods and pick up D-Hop and save money. Like that's one of the funniest moves I ever seen was Rand sending Robert Woods off for 14 and getting D-Hop for 13. That was really crazy.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Man, David, you just want everybody. Nick Bosa ain't coming to Atlanta, bro. He's not leaving 49ers. Yeah, Odell was gone. We knew he was gone when he went over and whispered in Lamar's ear and told him he was sorry at the end of that game. Yeah, DJ Reader is a person that I wanted in Nashville. I wanted him next to Jeffrey Simmons. Say he want to go to the Chiefs with his brother. They got Creed. Odell ain't got nothing left in Odell could come in like if he came in halfway through a season and played. But I mean Odell done got his championship. He done made his money. Like Odell ain't got nothing to prove. Wayne, Q, Big Sarge, Jeremiah, Mel, Comedy 2 times. All right, 2 times. What you think about the Giants moves? Mel, Patriots, Big Sarge. What are the Panthers doing? What's good?
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Drew, what up? He said restart you early. Nah, I didn't stream this morning. I just posted to YouTube. Make sure y'all following the YouTube. It's in the pin link of the Facebook, the Kick, and the Twitch. I mean, yeah, Twitch chat. Make sure y'all tapping in. We almost at 1,000 subscribers over there. The shop talk portion of the content goes up on YouTube at least 5 times a week plus reels. Lock in with me. Now we not finished with. He said, "What is this? What does it look like?" We're in here talking NFL free agency day 4. What team do you like? Yes, Sam Howell to the Seahawks. It means like, what are they doing with Geno Smith? But Drew Lock is on the Giants. Nah, I ain't streamed earlier. My wife had some stuff to do daytime, and then the internet people came. They had to like, you know, like the thing, the telecommunication box in your yard. Mine fell over and like all the internet went out on the street. So like they had to come out and dig it up and reset the lines. So like I wouldn't have been able to be on like the internet didn't come back on my street till like 2:00. Dallas Cowboys. Well, y'all made one move and y'all got a long snapper. Y'all ain't got no money though. Dallas can't really do nothing in Austin. Y'all need to trade Dak Prescott right now. Put Trey Lance in and draft a quarterback. Shock the world. Shock the world. Oh, it's coming, Mel. You said you gonna leave comedy alone tonight? Yeah, right. Dallas ain't got no money. They ain't got no money. Look, go on trade Dak Prescott and put that $40 million in your pocket and go get some of these players out here, man. Yeah, Devin White on the Eagles. He said, Coop capping it. I think he's setting you up for the kill. I think he's going to double back and stab you in the back. What y'all think? I think he's going to double back and stab him in the back. I need to go get this Chidobe Awuzie and add. I need to take one of these guys out of my lineup. It doesn't even matter if Awuzie is better than Herb Adderley or not. I'm going to take him out and I'm going to put Chidobe in because I want more Titans. How about that? They scared to trade Dak? Drew, you about to get blocked. Who should take Brock Bowers first round? Somebody gonna steal him at the back end of the middle of the first round. A team that don't need nothing is gonna get him. Watch. In the middle of that first round, it's gonna be a team that don't need nothing is gonna get him. Mark my word. Mark my word. Yo, my dog Waddell Coop coming in with the back-to-back 50. He said cornerback Bo Jackson is gone for me, so you can get a Woozy. Dragon stickers in the chat. Bro, you asked about some money in the shop one more time, my guy. You're going to be out of here. We don't do the panhandling in the shop. Especially from niggas we don't know. All right, everybody give me them fast stickers in the chat, man. In 3.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
1. I don't even like blocking people. For people that's watching, I don't like blocking people. When people just be on some weirdo vibes, they gotta go. You know what I'm saying? They gotta go because you're not adding nothing to the sauce. Everybody in here like married with kids and shit. Or in college or grinding, working and shit. We ain't got time. Nobody be asking for no goddamn money we don't know. If I ain't got it to get to you and I ain't never got to ask for it back, then you can't have it. But you can catch the boot. You can catch the boot. You can get the fuck up out of here. You heard? No disrespect. It's all love. John Rab, Ryan, Corey Mack. Hey, listen. Every day I see somebody in the comments arguing with me, acting like they want to smoke, and then I go live and I say hop in the Discord. It's open for anybody on all 3 platforms if they think they disagree with something I've said online, a sports take, pull up. I ain't gonna scream on you. We gonna be respectful. We gonna keep it a stack. But y'all don't really want to smoke. Daughter's birthday was Saturday. My lady's birthday is Sunday. Pockets is empty. The man said plasma. Man, talk to him, David. He got it. He got it twisted. Coop with the back-to-back 20s. Dragon stickers in the chat. He got it twisted. Gabby was good. He got it all brucked up. My
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Let me teach you how to. Let me teach you how to vibe. Shadobe. But honestly, that's just somebody that's like trolling. But then again, I always say trolling don't make money unless you like DJ Academics or something. But people don't understand how the world works. If you're gonna be a troll, you should be a troll and try to get the bag. You should be a troll and try to get the bag. No, but these guys are weird, man. They don't understand.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
They don't get it. They don't understand. He said, how much is he? I'm about to see. Shadobe is 437. 437. He 437. Once this Adderley sale, I'll be able to get him. Once Adderley sale, I'll be able to get him. Yo, Katie, what's good? You troll sometime? All right, well, let me ask you, like, what do y'all get out of trolling? Like,
let me teach you how to
obviously,
vibe.
unless you know how to do it right, like, trolling it doesn't give you any kind of like monetary gain, and it sucks up a lot of your time and energy. Did y'all don't like watching his lives? It's so weird. Y'all seen it, John? Chronic fan, y'all hold the key to the draft, man. What do you, yo,
Let
the
me
world
teach you
want to
how to
know, what
vibe.
are the Chicago Bears going to do? Nah, we blocked his ad. And for the record, y'all know I never block people, but like somebody come in here asking for money and shit, and we don't know them, and it's like they're like on some scammed out shit. You just gotta go, cause it ain't gonna do nothing but start taking away from the stream. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't got time for that. Guy rather Arthur Smith and get Raheem. Yeah. Like you can see certain people coming in with the right energy. If nothing else, get the fan base excited that, you know, they're gonna try something different than what's been than what's been going on. Because I was here to smoke on the pack of anybody talking about AJ Brown. Like, tell me you don't know nothing about football without telling me you don't know nothing about football. Like, just tell me you haven't been watching the last few years. Like, I was like, I knew somebody was gonna get in there and try to take that angle and get their ass smoked tonight. Yeah, I was like, because like they don't be like, I like sports takes that make me think like, damn, I ain't think of that. Most of the time people just be saying something, and then when they be like completely wrong on it and have like absolutely no clue what they talking about, even when they backed into a corner, a lot of these guys just can't be like, bruh, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I just said some shit just to say something. I ain't think you was gonna reply. And then when you reply and was like, said something that just made so much sense, I couldn't just say, bruh, you right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that be the killer for me. Is like they never
Let
can
me
just
teach you
say,
how to vibe.
"Yeah, man, I said something that made absolutely no sense, bro." Like I'm sorry. He said, "I feel like Henry leaving the Titans was good." I'm not gonna say it's good or bad. I'm just gonna say it was a situation where if you watch the Bustin' with the Boys podcast, which I streamed it and we watched it, and we all sat here, any Titan fan could tell you listening to him talk that some of the stuff that was going in and the new things made him uneasy, and he was like, "Look, my last couple
Let
of
me
years,
teach
I
you
just
how
want
to
to go to a
vibe.
contender and play somewhere that I choose." And him and Rand had a good enough relationship that when
Let
they
me teach
spelled
you
out the
how to
plan for the
vibe.
future, there's like, "Look, just go where you want." Akon, what up? So I mean,
Let me teach you how to
it's a
vibe.
situation where like no Titan fans are really like angry about it. We're like, yeah, he deserved the opportunity to pick where he wanted to go play at because he gave everything to the franchise for the time he was here, bro. Never see them in chat, but that's cool. That's how we get new people into the stream is people that's on those reels and YouTubes and on those comment posts thinking that I ain't gonna reply, that they can just say whatever they want. Like I won't pull up. Um when I challenge them to hop in the stream on Discord, or when I tell them, hey, come to the stream and let's rap tonight, a lot of times like they'll be taken aback by the fact that I don't care what they say and how disrespectful they attempt to get, that like the door is still open for them to come in here and get their nose wiped. Cause y'all been seeing me sit here for 4 years just cooking niggas. Like it's too easy at this point. I really be looking for a challenge of somebody who really got something that's gonna make me backtrack a little bit. Yeah, I'm saying they can't run it Henry every first down, so it's like they have to get an offense out there. They got to get a line. They got to make something creative. D'Angelo, man, 2 times stop it. He said, "Can I take the mic, please?" D'Angelo, when have I ever said you couldn't take the mic? Farrar was good. Protect the share bomb. Michael G. Akon. Hey, listen. There was some guy that hopped into the comment section today, and this man literally said, because I on the post about Desmond Ritter, this man literally said, releasing Derrick Henry is going to set y'all back 4 years. And I said, bro, like I'm gonna just give you the chance right now to delete this comment and understand that like this is one of the worst sports takes I've ever heard in my life. And he was like, nah, man. I was like, listen, first and foremost, the Titans didn't release Derrick Henry. He was a free agent, which means he could sign with whomever he wanted to sign with. He's unrestricted free agent. He literally can go anywhere he wants to go. It was not money. They was going to give him the money if he stayed. The reality is a new offense, a new GM, a new stadium. The last 2-3 years of his career, he wanted to go where he wanted to go. You see what I'm saying? It's that simple. Like, well, you should have traded him last year. Yeah, but the Ravens didn't have the money. They still had Odell Beckham on the books, and Patrick Queen's money is now in Pittsburgh. So if they had $7 million at the trade deadline to give up and what we wanted for Derrick Henry, I think that he would have got traded. If you watched the Bussin' with the Boys podcast and heard it out of Henry's mouth, that it was a strong chance between him and Lawan that he could have been a Raven last year if they had the money to give up, right? Secondly, Derrick Henry signed a 2-year contract. How in the hell can you set a franchise back for 4 years when Derrick Henry has a 2-year contract and Tony Pollard contract is 3 years with $10 million guaranteed? It's like, bro, like, dog, I just like forever confused about people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and their sports knowledge. I just be like, tell me you don't watch sports. Like, please, yeah, Ark Armstead is nice. Like Jonathan Mitchell, no relation. I just be wanting like people to have like some understanding of sports and contracts and how the game works when they come into the conversations, bro. People just be saying stuff just to say it. You know what I'm saying? It's like the Titans signed Calvin Ridley, and they didn't sign AJ Brown. Like, okay, like it's pretty simple. The GM, the head coach, the OC, the DC, the special teams down to the person that tape up their ankles and sell hot dogs. All of them are gone and been gone. It's like, bro, do you realize the GM that traded AJ Brown got fired midseason after the Eagles game? Do you realize that the offensive coordinator went to jail that year? Hey, bro, like, how are you equating two different regimes of like not one person that was there is in the building? The only person that you could even say close was Mike Vrabel, who got fired at the end of this season, got up and literally flipped the table over live on ESPN when the trade happened and stormed out of the war room. Like, bro, KD, they just be talking just to talk. Like, there's no actual logic or understanding about what they talking about. AJ Brown was the second round pick. He was getting paid $3 million. Him and Debo Samuels was both gonna sit out. They had the same agent. They agent both said they both want 25 apiece
Let
and they
me
ain't
teach
taking
you how to
nothing less.
vibe.
Devontae got 27. D Hop was getting 27 and Tariq got 30. They went in, they restructured Julio Jones' contract. They put that $9 million on the last year of Tannehill's contract. The reason why we couldn't move Tannehill, the reason why he was the second hardest cap hit, dead cap hit last year next to Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins was 36 guaranteed cap hit, and Tannehill was like 35 or like 34 or 35 guaranteed cap hit. And
Let me teach you how to vibe.
when they restructured Julio to get the money for AJ, they had franchise tag Jeffrey Simmons, and they told Jeffrey Simmons they didn't know where the money was going to come from to try to sign him. He was ready to walk in. Like, John Robinson literally screwed up every piece of finance across the board. Like, it literally was nothing they could do. So when you go in and they tried to offer AJ 16 to 20, he knew he was getting 25. He took 25, and they made like one of the worst trades in franchise history, because it wound up being Traylon Burks and Malik Willis with those picks. Yes, the franchise saved $21 million like in cap, but you lost AJ Brown, like, because John Robinson messed the books up so bad. He had paid Jadeveon Clowney $20 million for 14 solo tackles. He had paid Bud Dupree 16. He had paid Harold Landry 17. Amani Hooker was getting 13. They wanted Bayard to restructure his money. They just didn't have no bread. They was like up against it. And Tannehill was dead cap that you couldn't move. They almost lost Derrick Henry when they signed Tannehill in the beginning. That's how Jonnu Smith wound up on the Patriots. He just messed up the money across the board and didn't have no way of getting out. And then 2 years later, Rand is sitting here saying, I can get the best receiver off of my division rival, which arguably between Michael Pittman Jr., Ridley, you could argue those are the two best receivers in the division. So you're going to get Calvin Ridley with little to no wear and tear for less than T. Higgins, because T. Higgins is going to be more money, and you got to give up draft picks that we don't have to give away, because we got 2 picks from Kevin Byard trade with the Eagles. Why on earth would we not want Calvin Ridley for the same money as Christian Kirk? If you had to spend $22 million and you could get Christian, understand how people did, like, if they obviously looked at the franchise, the contracts, and who was there, like, it just doesn't make sense. So I guess the new regime is not supposed to sign good players because the last regime didn't. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. That's like saying my last girlfriend treated me bad. The next girl I meet, I don't care if she's my soulmate, I'm going to treat her bad because the last girlfriend, like, I didn't marry the last one, so I ain't marrying this. That's stupid, bro. You say it's a little rich for you, but it's not really rich though. Only 50 million of it is guaranteed, and it's a $9 million cap hit for this season. So if Meeks in the same division on the same team, if Calvin Ridley's money is the same money as Christian Kirk, which one would you take? Who's the better guy? D Hop only has 1 year left on his deal. Is for $13 million. Traylon Burks' deal is like 3.5. They got no money tied in at receiver. They got no money tied in at they got $6 million for 3 quarterbacks. Like the Titans still have like $60 million in cap space. And we're gonna draft a receiver too, though, Meeks. That's the whole point. So think about it. You pay 22 to Ridley next year. You take Andre Dillard and you move him by the 18th. That's 10 million free, and you draft Joe Alt, draft a receiver in the second round. Let's say you take your pick, Xavier Leggett, Adonai Mitchell. Like you take somebody like that in the second round. So you got D Hop, Calvin Ridley, Traylon Burks, whoever you draft, Phillips and Nick Westbrook. That's your receivers. I really would like to see them get another veteran tight end. Like, bro, like they still got bread to go get way more players. He said we get rid of Carr, y'all gotta take a hit. Yep. But see, that's the point though, Meeks. It's like if you looked at the division, if it's two receivers in the division that I would take and I spend 20 on, it's Michael Pittman and Calvin Ridley. You see what I'm saying? Like if I had to pick in division and pick a receiver, it's gonna be Michael Pittman or Calvin Ridley. So if the Colts re-sign Michael Pittman and he's off the board, and you look and you say Calvin Ridley or T Higgins, you probably gonna spend 25 to 30 on T Higgins, and then they was gonna want probably a second, or like they're gonna want a big pick for T Higgins. The same for L'Jarius Need. The Titans was trying to sign L'Jarius Need and seeing the 2 picks we got from y'all from the Eagles over there. But the Chiefs want more for L'Jarius Need. So the reality is, with all the money that we still got free, it's just a smart move, like taking the best player off of your rival for cheaper than a slot receiver. And it's cheaper than T Higgins, but you don't give up draft capital. Because let's say we give up a second to get T Higgins and then pay him $25-30 million. You'd be like, we could have just took that same second round pick and draft Xavier Leggett. And you got Calvin Ridley. And it's still cheaper. But as the thing though, Meeks, like if you still got to keep Traylon Burks, if you can't trade him, he goes to the slot. You got D Hop and Ridley on the outside. We ain't have the Titans ever had 2,000-yard receivers on the outside. And they still gonna go get the draft. They still gonna go draft a receiver, probably second or third round. And they still have like $50-60 million left. And free agency is a long period. They still can sign. And it's gonna be some teams that get into the year that's gonna start losing and gonna start hemorrhaging players. Like you see that every year. You're gonna see somebody pick up a good player because the team is selling the farm halfway through the season. Like I'm hearing they might get Jerome Baker at linebacker. So you had Jerome Baker, Kenneth Murray, Jack Gibbons, and Otis Reese inside. Then you can start looking at edge. It's a lot of stuff that they can do. T Higgins gonna be 25 to 30, and somebody gonna have to give up a pick. He said Jags probably the biggest comp. Nah, Texans. Like I don't see a way where the Jags was in a position of being 8-3 last year, imploding and letting Tannehill knock them out the playoffs to come back and run the division. I don't see it. The Texans ain't way too many moves. Like you look at the move, Danielle Hunter, Will Anderson Jr. Bro, they didn't win and got some goons on the Texans, bro.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
I think the Colts is gonna be every bit as good or better than the Jags. Anthony Richardson come back healthy next year with Jonathan Taylor fresh. You say it really ain't close to Pittman. But it's the thing though, they're the 2 best receivers in the AFC South.
Let me teach you how to
Jonathan,
vibe.
what up? Brock Bowers ain't gonna make it to the second round. Yeah, Devin White to the Eagles. But who's better than really for the money though? That's my main question. I think that Callahan is gonna get more if Burks stay and they move him to the slot. I think you're gonna get way more out of Traylon Burks than you've been getting. He is a first round pick. He was a 17th overall pick 2 years ago. You got D Hop was the first 1,000-yard receiver since AJ. and then you bringing in Ridley who outperformed both of them. Like that's three solid receivers, and they're going to draft one. And the Titans are still going to be a balanced football team. I expect them to get another veteran tight end or another goon at tight end. The offensive line gonna be better. The play calling gonna be better. Like it's still a chance that like I know they wanted CD Deuce, but like if the Titans mess around and get Isaiah Simmons, Justin Simmons, like bro, they could be crazy athletic. You know what I'm saying? Like with some hybrid type of players out there. I expect them to be completely different than look team. Like we finally changing the regime of how the Titans look. He said D Hop in their best wide receiver AFC South convo. Yeah, he one of the best, but I mean, if I had to go young receiver though, I mean Michael Pittman Jr. and really gonna be my first two I pick out the South. He said so is John Mechie. Man, John Mechie, Alabama boy, man. I hope he able to make it back, you know, with all he been through. But he been through a lot though, bro. He said really is way better than Pittman. Nah. Ryan, you must not watch Michael Pittman Jr. play. Michael Pittman Jr. is one of the most underrated receivers in the league. He is a dunker, bro. You leave him 1-on-1, he gonna have his nuts in your face. Khalil, Jonathan Williams, Kenny O, Marquise, Mark. He's like like on the field watching him and statistically, bro. This man had Gardner Minshew throwing him the ball last year and Cook. But I mean, Burks, I don't even necessarily think it's like yes, it's his health, but he's playing outside and he's not a route runner. If they get him inside in the slot and make him run like Debo Samuels, like jet sweep, drag him, send him in motion, match him up, mismatch, and let him run out the catch, I think he's fine. But I think like since he's been on the Titans, he's not been in his natural position. It's like taking a cornerback and putting him at safety or outside cornerback and putting him in the slot or vice versa. Vikings taking the QB in the first round. Who you want, Muddy Waters? I like Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard is gonna be like Joe Mixon was in Callahan's scheme. So with him and Spears like a 1-2, I can see Pollard and Spears both having 1,000 all purpose. I wasn't crazy about Pollard when we got him, but I seen his deal 3 years, 21 million, 10 million guaranteed. We'll take it. Because the reality is the next guy you get ain't gonna be Derrick Henry. You don't have 12 million to spend. Like you did, but you wasn't gonna get rid of Henry and then give Barkley or
Let
Josh
me teach
Jacobs
you how to
12 million.
vibe.
Like you really got to go in a complete different direction. You see, I think Gabriel Davis gonna get 1,000 yards. People just don't watch college football. Someone's trying to tell me Zach Moss was a bad back. No, it's not. He's like Zach Moss, Devin Singletary. Some of them guys is like just good guys to have on your team. Like Pacheco, like them dudes is gonna get extra yards. They can catch, they can run, they can block. See, the thing about Calvin really is like him and Amari Cooper is the same age, but Amari Cooper didn't play double the time because like really is a fresh body. Like his body is really younger than what his age is. It's like Derrick Henry. People forget the first 2 years Derrick Henry ain't touched the ball. It said, does the Eagles make them any more favorited? No. They're the same as they was. Like the Eagles was the best team in the NFC East, and nobody gonna tell me no different. We talk about the Cowboys, like, yeah, let's be serious. But the thing about the Eagles is like they've always had the talent. Like as of late, like the locker room sucked last year. They couldn't get it together. Really is 29 and Amari Cooper is 29. They're Bama boys. TJ, Ronald McGee.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
DeAndre Hopkins is 31. Calvin Ridley is 29. He about to get booed in Jackson. Yeah, when he score. How I felt about the Raiders. Christian Wilkinson and Max Crosby gonna be very disruptive. Who I think had a good free agency. Texans, Packers. Commanders coming on strong late. Steelers has had one of the better ones. Man, Meeks, get out of here, man. Man, you gotta think like Bama had everybody, man. Stop the cap. Bama had everybody. Why y'all was hating on Bama all them years? Stopped them. Meeks, if we get Xavier Leggett and if we get Joe Alt, Xavier Leggett 1-2, I'm gonna cry. But I think they're gonna surprise me though and take like a defensive goon. The fact that they ain't landed. Now I'm starting to think: has Chase Young signed with anybody yet? If Chase Young ain't signed with nobody yet, and we didn't get Armstead or Reader, then I could potentially see us getting Chase Young, Jerome Baker, Simmons. Like, but they still got a lot of bread, bro. After Henry left, yeah, I mean, John Robinson screwed the Henry era. Thing about Autry is I told y'all like I told y'all halfway through the season, I said Autry gonna leave because he's on the other side of 30 at the D line, which is not that bad because he's like an inside outside guy. But I knew that he was gonna be looking for some. He's gonna be looking for some bread. He had his best year as a pro late. I just feel like they wanted to go some. I know Big Jeff wasn't happy about Danico leaving, but and it sucks that he's gone to the Texans. But I believe in what they gonna do and put in there. They gonna put something in there.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Devin, the Eagles. I don't even care what they get now. When they get to the season, is they gonna be a locker room team or they gonna be dogging each other out in the media again next year? That's all that matters about the Eagles. The Eagles, Niners, Chiefs, it's some teams, man. They Super Bowl or bust. Ravens, like talk to me when January get here. I don't even care what they do. But see, that run stopping came from them linebackers though, cause like, and Tierra Tart, like, I don't think Tierra Tart won't even play last year. I don't know what was going on with that. Infos, what up? TJ, let me check the waiver wires, man. Y'all know what time it is in the stream, bro. I start checking the waiver wires. I try and see if anybody signed late. I'm hearing the Titans might sign Jerome Baker late. I'm hearing about $8-9 million is what I'm hearing. What y'all think about the Bills getting Curtis Samuel? They lost Isaiah McKenzie. How does Curtis Samuel play with the Bills? I'm still lost for words over this Desmond Ritter trade. I just for the life of me cannot understand what the Cardinals are trying to accomplish. I honestly can't figure it out. You say you heard Snead coming to the Colts. I'm hearing that they want a second round pick for him though. Y'all willing to give up a second round for him? Ha was good. More NFC East madness.
Let me teach
Jack
you how to
Stoll
vibe.
leaves the Eagles for the Giants. Vikings signed Bills wide receiver Trent Sherfield. Jets released Corey Davis. You said number one next year, Jonathan. Cardinals trying to load up for top picks. Yeah, Meeks. You tell me though, I don't know what he was to y'all. That's why I said I never heard of Cuz. But I seen an Eagle going to the Giants. Hey, look, if it's some NFC East madness, bro, like I'll just say it just to see. Does anybody know these guys? Are these guys important? Like the Cardinals like got rid of everything and everybody though. I mean they unloaded their franchise.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Michael B was good. He said I'm still a disbelief. The contract Kirk Cousins got from the Falcons. Man, listen, Falcon fans been selling that to me for all week. I'm like, I just need somebody to make it make sense to me. I understand the logic, the desperation, but Kirk family member Cousins, I don't know, cuz he 180, 100 guaranteed, 45 a year. I don't know, cuz 2 years ago I wouldn't have been mad at them for doing that. Now coming off of Achilles, man, good luck. Yeah, I mean, Jonathan, that's what I was thinking. Like they should just go ahead and trade Kyler Murray to the Vikings or to the Broncos or somebody. Just go on, stay in packing, cuz. She said 12 to 14 win quarterback every season. Who we talking about? Patrick Mahomes or we talking about Kirk Cousins? This nigga has one playoff win in 13 years, bro. Save the cap. Like y'all really got to stop that, man. Listen, just because you got cap space to spend, ask the Giants how unloading 160. Ask the Saints how unloading 40 million a year on a QB with no playoff wins look in a decade. Baker or Cousins? Baker. How does he rob the Bucks? He played. They won a playoff game and won the division on 7 million. They signed him back this year for 33. That's a split of 20 million a year for 2 years, and he only got half of it guaranteed. After he plays one season, his contract is literally cuttable. And they can still draft a QB and got money to re-sign everybody, including Mike Evans. You said a couple years ago when y'all got rid of Matt Ryan, y'all got the cap that y'all needed. Y'all made great moves last year. I'm just not crazy about Kirk Cousins. Because if he don't work out, you stuck with it. You can't do nothing else. You said watch what Kirk says on YouTube. Why do I need to watch what Kirk says? I know what I watch. I watched him on the Netflix special 2 years ago, and I seen his body was beat to hell and back. And I know he's 36 coming off an Achilles. Now, when have y'all seen a quarterback be 36 coming off an Achilles and play the way they played before? I don't see him like being comfortable in the pocket till like maybe week 5. He had that injury in October. Y'all remember how Aaron Rodgers got hurt and we all thought he was going to come back? And then he was like, this nigga might be running for president, man. Anybody talk about Aaron Rodgers being on the field playing no damn football? You said you think Kirk Cousins won't win out, Jonathan. He had a better team with the Vikings that went 12-5 when the NFC North was dog water. He had Jay Jettis on a career year, Thielen, Dalvin Cook, T.J. Hawkinson, Pat Pete, Kendricks. They literally was loaded that year. This man has one playoff win in 13 seasons. I don't know how y'all selling me as this dude is like some. Y'all act like this nigga is Drew Brees or some shit. Y'all act like this nigga is Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, Steve Young or Joe Montana. That man is Kirk Cousins. Check down Charlie. And this man's going to be 36 coming off an Achilles. If he come out there and look ginger this year, y'all going to be sitting there thinking, wow, we should have drafted a first round quarterback and got a vet. I would have took Flacco for $8 million and drafted whoever the hell I want and go load up on offense and defense. They said the same shit about the Saints last year. The Saints gonna win 12, run away with the division. Derek Carr has never won a playoff game. What is going to click? Like, look, Kirk Cousins, Tannehill, Derek Carr, Dak Prescott. I go down the list and name all these expensive quarterbacks, and I'm gonna put them all in a box, and you're gonna pull out about 3 playoff wins in 15 years. Like, some people just ain't got it, cuz. Ain't even Phillip Rivers. At least Phillip Rivers was getting beat by Brady and Big Ben. How do you figure Kirk Cousins has more weapons than Jay Jettis, Thielen, Hawkinson, and Dalvin Cook in their primes? What receiver do Atlanta got this Jay Jettis? A 2,000-yard season. You said you got Kirk because he doesn't make dumb throws? Fourth in your life with Jay Jettis in the playoffs and you check it down for a 1-yard pass and they ask you after the game and you say, I don't know. Like, get me past the one playoff win in 13 years part. I remember Coop.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Give me past it. Yo, OG Pretty High, what's good? Like, give me past one playoff win in 13 years. Give me past Derek Carr, 0 playoff wins in 10 years. Like, give me past it, bro. Like, these, like, you paying $45 million to go out in the first round at best. This is what y'all have to understand. When you spend 40 to 50 million on that quarterback, you saying you're going to the Super Bowl. The reality is, you're not. Kirk Cousins is gonna be Kirk Cousins in the playoffs, cause some of these guys just ain't playoff QBs, man. I would have taken my chance at developing a young guy and taking my money and having an awesome defense in crazy people on that defensive side of the football that's just gonna be able to stop somebody. Let me teach you how to vibe. You said Kirk won't be. So this is my question. Why in the hell would you pay $45 million for a quarterback coming off an injury at the end of his career to not throw the ball? This is the fun. He said y'all making the playoffs. That's all that matters. That's tragic. Y'all could have made the playoffs with Mariota and y'all could have made the playoffs last year. The sad part is y'all are happy with getting a quarterback to get you to the playoffs and wild card. Like, you paying $45 million to go 10-7. Like, it doesn't make sense, bro. There's Patrick Mahomes, it's Burrow, it's Lamar, it's all these guys, and then they're like, yeah, man, we made it to the playoffs. Bro, just to get fucking smoked in the playoffs, like we said, Titans trade Malik Willis. If somebody wants to trade for him, they will. Man, y'all wildin', bro. Like, okay, Derek Carr had Devontae Adams and Kirk Cousins had Jay Jettis, and somehow y'all like trying to convince me that they're on a different team and they're gonna get better without those like top 5 receivers in the league. Like I'm just lost because that's it, Jonathan. You don't get sucked into Daniel Jones for $160 million and have your franchise handicapped. You said Arthur Smith was not good. Duh. Bomb strapped to his chest. Yo, so New Jersey was good, bro. With the trade of Ritter, I believe the GM is on a win or you gone vibe. I can see that. That's how you should be. It's a business. He would have got more than 21. I would have gave him what Baker and Geno got. 3 years, 100 million. Half of it guaranteed. Let me see what you do this first year if you want to win, cuz. Like, think about it. Tom Brady was never the highest paid quarterback in the league, and he always cooked. Patrick Mahomes is restructuring so he can get more help. Meanwhile, teams are like, yeah, we'll make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, for 45, 50 million, like, pass the blunt, cuz, like, I just don't understand y'all logic. They said Kirk's interceptions is low. How about for the playoffs? Yeah, his playoff win percentage is low too. Yeah, yo, hey Mike, you ain't got no choice. The Cowboys broke. Hey Mike, I begged y'all to trade Dak Prescott and put Trey Lance in, draft a quarterback, and go get some players, man. He said, I'd rather have Kirk than Ritter. Desmond Ritter made $1 million. Kirk is getting paid 45. It's going to be the same ending. But I'm saying, like, you are the only part of your fan base that thinks that way. There's no football fan that's just cool with making the playoffs and getting bounced in the first round. Like, that's like the definition of insanity and mediocrity. Like, I just want to get my ass kicked in the playoffs every year, and I want to spend a lot of money doing it. Vouching is insane, Liddy. He's saying as long as Mahomes is around, we not winning. Bro, he's in the AFC. The Falcons are in the NFC. Y'all niggas ain't y'all niggas is like not even winning the division. Like, what do you mean? Y'all not even winning the division. You talking about Super Bowl. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's pathetic to say, like, depending on who we play, we may win in the playoffs. That's pathetic. That is 100% a loser's mentality. He said his interceptions was down because he didn't play and it was Josh Dobbs playing. He said that never sat well with me. No, I haven't. He said Falcons winning the division next year. It's going to be tough. I mean, I think Kirk Cousins and Derek Carr is a wash. Let me teach you how to vibe. I think Baker is the best quarterback in the division. I think the Bucs is the best team. You put money. Go to Vegas right now and put Falcons as a Super Bowl winner. Make sure to look out for your boy when you hit. EA was good. 2 times. DJ. Man, pass the blunt. I'm trying to get high. Where is the bud? Where is the bud? Where is the bud? Where is the bud? I said it last year. I said Baker was going to be the best in the division last year. Why? Because he was cheaper than everybody else, and everybody else blew their wad. Mike Evans went for another 1,000-yard season, and they defense. Let me teach you how to vibe. They had a good draft. Like Darius, nobody should be happy with just going out in the first round. Like that should not. Like your team should be like, let's get in the window to make a championship run, and let's make the run when we get there. Everything else is a waste of time. EA was good. Y'all swept the Bucks and didn't make the playoffs. What's next? Like that, y'all be bringing out the most meaningless stats. We beat them in the regular season and then didn't make the playoffs, and they won the division and won the playoff. I'm lost. I just need to know. Jimmy Dukes was good. Like how do y'all like come into the thought of like we beat him in the regular season, but they won the division and made the playoffs? What does that even mean? That's like saying like the team that beat the 72-10 Bulls in the regular season, like, yeah, we beat the Bulls in the regular season though. Like, yeah, and they on a fucking three-peat. Imani, what up?
Let me teach you how to vibe.
The Falcons should be better this year. But what is better? I like the confidence though. Because it's a thing of putting people together and then they're actually gelling as a team and competing on Sundays and beating teams that they should beat. Because every year we see teams lose on Sundays to teams that they should beat. The most talented teams
Let
don't
me
always
teach you
win.
how to vibe.
Exactly, TJ. You don't make the playoffs, it don't count. And you got a quarterback who hasn't won but one playoff game in 13 years. Like Coop, in 10 months, this man is coming off of an ACL tear. This is the worst injury you could have in football. Do you realize the first time he dropped back and a blindside blitz comes, when he steps up in the pocket, how ginger he's going to be? Arthur Smith would be fine as an offensive coordinator. He's not a he. I don't think that first time head coach. I think it was a little too much for him. I feel like it might have had him all over the place. Mm-mm-mm. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Mm-mm-mm. 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 Said I don't know football. I'm here for the commentary. That's what I like. 99% cap, 1% gameplay, 100% commentary. Gabby, how y'all feeling today though? And I just be knowing all them keyboard warriors be in my comments, and they never pull up for the real smoke. They never pull up for the real smoke. They don't do it. I be waiting on them. I be waiting on them. He said that gone, seen it the last two. I try not to eat. He said they wouldn't even make this move on Madden. Oh, today was so bored. Never heard we on the tornado watch. Probably won't sleep well. I bet. Hey Taekwon. Hey, look, you starting to get like Jonathan Martinez. The men say the same thing. He coming straight every day with no profile picture. Bro, TJ, I'm so unbiased. I think that bother people that I'm not biased. I call him what Coop? Zane.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
With the 3 piece. Are you another dude like me and hate no team? Nah, I don't have teams I'm mad at, but I'm not a homer for my team. I'm pretty hard on my own team, and I'm pretty honest about everything they do wrong. That's why when people try to like burn them for stuff they do and they don't know what they're talking about, I'm like, all right, listen, you need the facts if you're going to down my team. I like messing with people who love their team like to the core. I like irritating them. But see, I do it to try to like get views and interaction, engagement, and you know, it's kind of what I do. I like to tease people who love their fan, like who like infatuated with their team. It's kind of fun sometimes. Kung Fu Panda 4. I seen it. We watched it in the hotel. We was in Atlanta. I watched the last one. See, I talk a little trash, TJ, if it's like a rival. Like I mess with D'Angelo, like Mr. 8-3, because they choked their season away and lost to Ryan Tannehill at the end of the season. That's kind of funny. Like, I might mess with Impulse and the rest of the Colts fan base or something, you know what I'm saying? I might tease them. I might tease the Texans about the uniforms or something, but when the draft came, I said, damn, they got CJ Stroud, we in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm that honest. I'm like, oh shit, look who they got. Like that's the type of stuff that I do. Like last year, I said the Titans will have a better roster and win less games than last year, and people just like was confused. I'm like, I'm not wanting my team to lose, but I just when you a team and you got that quarterback in the last year his deal and they ain't made no move, you just know like it's a lame duck season and like people is thinking about the future and every loss is like the sweat just piles up on like the pressure on what are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like what are we gonna do? And they got CJ and Will Anderson back to back. I said they stole the draft. It's over. And then they won the division. I literally said it because people were saying that CJ Stroud wasn't smart, and then he had met and had a visit with Mike Vrabel, and I was like, man, I hope we get CJ Stroud, and then we got Levis, and I was like, well, I wasn't mad at Levis because we got Levis in the second round, so it's like nothing really guaranteed to him. The second round pick, Levis make like $2 million. You know what I'm saying? Malik Willis make like 1.5. Like Mason Rudolph is 3 million. Like there's no money in the backfield for the Titans next season with Tannehill's contract being gone. Mm. See, it would be if he like, bro, he getting 45 the next 2 years. Like y'all are riding and dying, hoping that Kirk Cousins comes back 100% after this injury and is the same player he was 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot to ask, cause like that's a lot to ask. You say he in the theater right now? That's right on point. Cause I wasn't being biased. I was just looking at the player. I'm like, if I had to pick Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, I take Stroud because he's bigger. Pause. For no other reason that he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? It's the NFL.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Dog. But I'm saying like if Kirk Cousins' injury won't be a year old when the season starts. He'll be 10 months into the injury. That's an injury that takes like a year, 18 months to recover from 100%. If y'all start the season off and this dude is not 100% and he's ginger and people start sacking him and sending the dogs and he start taking hits, this ain't no 28,
Let me teach you how
27,
to vibe.
25-year-old quarterback taking hits. It's going to be a 36-year-old man that took a lot of pain and coming off of ACL. And if he ain't able to step up in that pocket, plan and throw, y'all going to be in trouble if y'all have to go to a second tier QB. Y'all going to be in the same boat y'all was in last year. You hoping that off the injury, he's going to come back to being the type of QB he was for the next 2 years at least before, while that guaranteed money is up, because that's literally the first 2 years, the guaranteed bread. Man, Lil D, talk to him. You telling me who he got like he didn't have Jay Jettis, Thielen, Cook, and Hawkinson? Like, bro, tell me something I don't know. Like, there's no receiver on Atlanta better than Jay Jettis. TJ Hawkinson is more productive than Kyle Pitts. Bijan is a rookie that has a lot of talent, but Dalvin Cook has been one of the better backs in the league when he was on the Vikings for those years. So it's not like you stepping in and having something like all the people you named are worse than the nigga that was on the Vikings. Who has the better season, Kirk or Carr? It depends on if Kirk ain't healthy, Carr does, but that ain't saying much because like Carr is a stat pattern, but he don't win games. He was younger and had better. He was younger without a torn ACL, and he had better weapons in Minnesota. In a division that was rebuilding because Aaron Rodgers was on the way out. The Bears was trash, and the Lions wasn't the Lions that's out there now. There was a non-playoff win in 30
Let me
years.
teach you how to vibe.
You telling me how healthy he looks, and I'm saying he's a 36-year-old man coming off an injury. When them lights come on in week one and the other team is foaming at the mouth to hit a quarterback that's fresh off an injury, I seen Tannehill last year come off that high ankle sprain. I'm telling you. I seen Patrick Mahomes win a Super Bowl on a high ankle sprain, get it repaired, and come back and win a Super Bowl. I'm going, and he's younger. Now you telling me you finna throw Kirk Cousins at 36 off a high ankle sprain out there. The first time people start diving at that, they're wasting them legs when he's stepping up on that injury. It ain't gonna be the same, cuz you telling me somebody just sitting there like in practice like throwing the football, bro. I'm finna tell you when the first time he get hit, all that's gonna change. Like Aaron Rodgers sat out all last year. Nobody knows how Aaron Rodgers is gonna come out. Is he gonna be washed when this nigga might run for president? Like, how is Aaron Rodgers gonna look late in his career playing in the Jets this year? We might see Aaron Rodgers come out there and don't have no velocity and zip on the ball. He might not be the same player. That's what happens when QBs get old, bro. They reach for stuff in the tank that ain't there. Father time never loses. And what kind of field is he playing on, David? Nick C, Black Phoenix, D Jack, what up? I personally don't wish for his injury. I personally hope that he recovers and balls out for Atlanta's sake and for his sake. But I'm saying like we seen this story before, and it's a big risk for Atlanta because if it don't work out, y'all stuck. Y'all gotta scrap. It's the same. Like how much better the Saints would have been if they would have traded Michael Thomas and Taysom Hill last year and not took Carr and just drafted one of these goons at QB this year. The Saints would be so much better. I'd rather have natural grass. You talking about the offensive scheme. I'm talking about your QB being able to stay upright for an 18-week season coming off that injury. I don't think he's gonna. I don't like. He might be out there on the field because he don't. He want to go prove that he worth the money they signed him for, but they don't always work out. Dun, 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 dun. Duh, like no, like that's like that's a dumb argument though. No disrespect. Like saying that Kirk Cousins and Desmond Ritter, like duh, Kirk Cousins is better than Desmond Ritter. Also, Russell Wilson is better than Kenny Pickett. But the difference is Russell Wilson ain't coming off an injury. Russell Wilson is coming off a decent statistical year, and he's only getting paid $1 million. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the difference. You paying $45 million for a guy that you hope is going to be out there, and they paying 1.2 for a guy that they know is going to be out there. See, I thought y'all was gonna go get like a Flacco and then draft a QB. I just knew the Falcons would draft a QB and be good for some time. Because what the tough part is, if Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels, Drake May, or any of them guys wind up being good, y'all gonna kick yourself for about 5 years. Nah, Ritter was up out of there. Y'all, Ritter was risk free. He couldn't beat out Mariota for the job. He's a 3rd-round pick. He don't cost y'all nothing against the cap. He got his chance last year. He didn't do it. He's gone. Like Brock Purdy came in, he got his chance. He took off and dunked with it. If you don't take off and dunk with your opportunity, you know what I'm saying? Tom Brady came in for Drew Bledsoe. Kurt Warner came in for Trent Edwards. You know what I'm saying? Like when you come in, you got a ball. You're gonna get one shot. You got to make it work. Man, did we get Jerome Baker late? Let me check the waiver wire, cuz. Man, D Harley was good. All right, man, we've been live
Let
for
me
an
teach
hour
you
and a
how to
half.
vibe.
I done gave y'all a good run at this shop talk. Nobody really challenged me today. Ain't nobody hopping the Discord. Anybody really want to smoke. We here for a long time.